Hey y'all, what's up? It's Friday, so I'm gonna keep it black, but I'm gonna keep it brief. Hello, it's me. Everybody, for the first time in history, we have a black woman on the Supreme Court. Miss Ketanji Brown Jackson. Ketanji. She's gotta get through her confirmation hearings first. Yeah, man, Joe said he was gonna make it happen and he got it done. I don't know, because he's definitely the same man that threatened to filibuster Janice Rogers Brown's Supreme Court nomination in 2003 when Bush was about to be the first person to put a black woman on the Supreme Court, but she was a Republican anyway. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know either. But you would think since the Republicans were down to put a black lady on the Supreme Court in the first place, they'd be down now. But of course, their racism manifests in different ways when it comes to party alignment because here they come. We can't even pronounce her name. What do her LSAT scores look like? LSAT? What? Did y'all ask Clarence for his scores? Hell, you should have asked Amy. It's the assumption of inferiority, ineptitude, and inadequacy in black women for me. Negroes stay having to prove themselves. You telling me that on top of this lady's 2 degrees from Harvard University with honors, don't play with her, 9 years as a federal judge, having studied under the direct tutelage of the judge she's about to replace, you want to see some scores from the test you take at the nascence of your legal career? Tucker Carlson, the man who said all this on Fox News, talking about, I'm not racist. Boy, if you could look at somebody's name and skin color and decide that you need proof that they can do their job, it's giving racism. It's because Joe Biden called her one of our nation's top legal minds. And you know they don't like black women getting accolades unless it's about them being a sellout. I said what I said. But I feel bad for the lady if I'm being honest. Why? Because she got to sit up there with Clarence Thomas raggedy ass. Thurgood Marshall would be ashamed. But that's exactly why it's important to have somebody like about to be Justice Jackson to balance out the conservatives that will work to uphold policy that disservices, disenfranchises, or literally endangers marginalized groups across the nation. Exhibit A, Greg Abbott declaring open season on trans kids and their families. This man all but tried to institute a new age fugitive slave act by literally asking citizens in Texas to engage in sussing out kids who identify as trans and parents who provide their children with gender affirming care to have them put away for child abuse. Like, the audacity. Y'all literally have bigger things to worry about. Texas just had another winter storm with the power grid you did not fix. Now you about to have Karens out in public talking about, oh my God, do you see that child? I can't tell if it's a boy or a girl. We should call somebody. Brad, get their license plate. Oh my God, Lene, why is that even our business? Let me tell you something. We are all acutely aware that blackness compounds negatively with any trait. With blackness comes an extended vulnerability to all the isms of the world and the violence that comes along with it. Intersectionality. Is that you, player? And at the end of the day, black trans kids are still black kids. And statewide declarations like this adversely affect their well-being. Now, is there something to be said about black, indigenous, and POC families being less likely to afford gender-affirming care? Sure. But the all-call nature of a declaration such as this produces an inherent stigma associated with the unconditional love parents of trans children are displaying by getting their children this care. Stigmatization that has a butterfly effect on black trans kids' self-image, mental health, and survival rates. Stigmatization that is echoed and manifests as panic attacks for trans kids approaching puberty, body dysmorphia, and violence against them by everybody else that buys into these myths that their entire existence is wrong. Now, the ACLU is suing to reverse this ordinance, and a judge in Texas has already blocked the investigation of one family. But if you think that trans people have their rights and they can stop pushing a narrative or an agenda, let me put it this way. Make it plain. Black kids are still being jumped in school, watched by other black kids while they're being laughed at. Black kids are still killing themselves or experiencing suicidal ideation. Black kids are still experiencing homelessness at an exponential rate because somebody doesn't love them. Black kids are still growing up to live discarded lives and suffer murder and violence at disproportionate rates as adults because nobody protected them as children. These black kids also just happen to be trans. Bring it back one time. And that's on the little lamb that Mary had.